money and fame gonna get you yet. 15 minutes is all you get, so get it while you can. 15 minutes is all you get, money and fame and no regret. 15 minutes is all you get, so get it while you can.
Going to be right on the selfies on the internet. Look at him. What a loser.
15 minutes of fame, and you all used to say 15 minutes of fame, then they steal your star away.
Welcome back to Trailer Trash TV. We're live at the New Hope Cinema Grill once again, and I'm actually in the front end of the inner workings, where all the beverages, where all the food happens, and we're going to take you for the inside tour over the course of this particular show and the next forthcoming shows. But you know, starting off this particular round, we're going to be, you know, again going back to the early days of Trailer Trash TV. This time we're going back to July of 2001. And again, you know, this particular block, we're going into Oscar winners. I had done a brief stint with Oscar themed shows. So we're going to see stuff like The Wild One. We're going to see stuff like East of Eden with James Dean. So I mean, Trailer Trash prides itself upon the B-movie stuff, but there was a brief time where I tried to legitimize it. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and take a look at these. And Tim, you want something? Okay, I'll hook you up. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us again. We got a very special edition of Scotty J's Trailer Trash for you this week. Something a little bit different than my normal fare. You know, if you've seen my show in the past, you know, I focus mainly on B movies and B movie schlock. You know, good movies, bad movies, forgotten movies. I'm going to turn the tables a little bit. As you can see, the set looks a little bit different. I'm not in the library this time around. We're going to, God forbid, we're going to try to legitimize this show yet. We're going to start out this week's show. It's part one of a two-part deal that I'm doing, focusing on Hollywood epics and Oscar winners. Those of you that saw the Academy Awards this year back in March, things have changed a whole lot in the movie-making industry, but yet at the same time, the more they have changed, you know, basically, the more they haven't. We're going to start this week's show. We're going to go back to 1953, and with a young Marlon Brando and a young Lee Marvin, believe it or not, we're going to go back to the original trailer for The Wild One. Basically the inception of the entire biker film genre. You go on to see such other bad B movies, if I could interject this, such as Daddy-O, Drag Strip Girl, anything like that, Motorcycle Gang, you know, the B movies. But also along the same lines, other Oscar winners such as Easy Rider. On the heels of that, we're going to go into some early James Dean with the original theatrical trailer for East of Eden. And we're going to end this particular block with a film that was directed by George Stevens, the gentleman that brought you Giant, another James Dean vehicle. This one starred a young Alan Ladd, father of Cheryl Ladd, who went on to Charlie's Angels fame, made-for-TV movie Purple Hearts. Alan Ladd. So we're going to take a look at Shane to end this block, and we'll be right back.
Remember the night? The first time I went out scrambling with the rebels. Remember?
What do you want me to do? Send you some flowers? the matter, Kathy? I was only trying to...
We got this cart on a rope.
Come on.
Get to work on these boys. Anybody bring a gun for me?
Yeah, here's one.
Phone's dead. You better send somebody for the militia.
Such startling characters.
Such untamed emotions.
Now it's the frankest motion picture ever made.
Half the stinking city halls go there. They sneak in at night, and I walk in this front door in the daytime, see?
Don't you ever touch her again. You're no good.
And don't lie to me about
trying to help.
Every emotion leaps from the pages of John Steinbeck's best of all his bestsellers. And to bring new vitality to every explosive chapter, to capture for you the stark realism of people who love so deeply, hate so fiercely, live so recklessly, Warner Brothers had to seek out vibrant new personalities, tap new sources of talent, create new stars. James Dean as Cal, the wildest boy you've ever met.
Did it?
Did what?
Shot my father.
Because he tried to hold me. He tried to tie me down. Nobody holds me. I'm glad of
Your son, Aaron. He's everything that's good.
Say hello to your mother, eh?
Say hello to your mother!
The studio that made Gone with the Wind brings you Duel in the Sun, a spectacular, adventurous love story of the Old West, with one of the greatest casts in motion picture history, headed by Jennifer Jones, Joseph Cotton, Gregory Peck. Duel in the Sun, the unparalleled thrill-packed spectacle that was 2 years in the making, photographed in magnificent Technicolor. Duel in the Sun, with Lionel Barrymore, Herbert Marshall, Lillian Gish, Walter Houston, Charles Bickford.
Loot, honey. Won't do no harm to tell folks, will it, honey?
I aim to defend Spanish Pit with lead. Now, if there's any yellow bellies among you, get out now.
Earl, you've curbed the flesh of temptation. Resistance is going to be a darn sight harder for you than for females protected by the shape of sows.
Might as well say it. I loved you. Somehow you touched me.
You love me?
You dared to bring that Indian baggage right here into this house, and now you try to tell me... You get her out of here. And what's more, you get her out of here tonight.
George Stevens
creator of such masterpieces as Giant and his Academy Award-winning A Place in the Sun, enlarges the scope of the screen, the motion picture whose monumental background is matched by the stature of its moving human drama. Drama that began when a mysterious stranger rode in from out of nowhere to play a decisive role in the lives of these rugged pioneers.
Call me Shane.
Shane, who attracted the woman with his quiet strength, who fascinated the boy with the glint of his gun.
We'd all be much better off if there wasn't a single gun left in this valley.
A gun is as good or bad as the man using it.
From the clash of elemental forces, George Stevens has created a motion picture unforgettable for its spectacle and scope, its great human story, its deadly conflict.
I've heard about you.
What have you heard, Shane?
I've heard that you're a low-down Yankee liar.
Excuse me. So like I said, you know, it was a rough period when Trailer Trash TV decided to try to legitimize itself. It was cool while it lasted, but I kind of pride myself on the bad cinema. So it was, you know, and now that I think about it, this was just after the Oscars, you know, a couple months after the Oscars that year, and I wanted to show where motion pictures had began. So I guess, you know, without further ado, we're going to kick into our first break, and we're going to come back into some stuff from August of 2001. You're watching Trailer Trash TV's 10th anniversary season, live from New Hope Cinema Grill. We're going to come right back, and we're going to do some stuff in the kitchen. Stay tuned.
Raid's here! Raid!
Yes, Raid. New bug killer discovery from Johnson's Wax. Raid contacts and kills all kinds of bugs indoors. Raid hunts them down like radar. Sweeps bugs from the air. Attacks them as they crawl. And kills them dead. A little goes a long way. Kills bugs even where they hide. Yes, Raid kills flies, mosquitoes, roaches, ants, all kinds of bugs indoors. Outdoors, Raid protects your garden, too. A little kills insects that attack flowering plants, evergreens, vegetables. Caution, ordinary household sprays kill plants. Raid saves plants. So don't buy several bug killers. Get Raid, first bug killer for house and garden. Raid House and Garden Bug Killer.
The cleanest clean under the sun is Tide Clean, new Tide Clean.
Clean and bright as the sun on the sand. The kind of clean you like best next to those you love. That's because new Tide has extra cleaning power. With Tide, things always come out clean and fresh as a sea breeze. More than white, more than bright, really clean.
Clean.
The cleanest clean under the sun.
What a wonderful sight when your wash is done. The cleanest clean under the sun is Tide Clean, new Tide Clean.
No matter what shape your stomach's in. No matter what shape your stomach's in, when it gets out of shape, take Alka-Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer relieves the flutters, calms the nervous feeling, relieves heartburn, relieves the stuffy feeling, and relieves a headache. Better than any other antacid. Better than anything you can get without a prescription. Anything. Alka-Seltzer. It's the best. On any stomach.
Ah, home sweet home, the little nest, where after work a man can rest or take a peaceful stroll outdoors, doing little simple chores.
Weed the garden, cut the grass, paint the window, fix the glass, trim the shrubbery, grind the axe. But take it easy, dear. Relax.
Oh, these little women have a way, but maybe I forgot to say, she always has my favorite brand, Carling's Black Label beer on hand.
What a happy thought, hey, Mabel, a great idea, Black Label. Nothing too good for good company, Carling's Black Label beer. The quality brew at the popular price. Enjoy the best, take our advice. Get Carling's Black Label, Carling's Black Label beer. Mabel, Black Label, Carling's Black Label beer.
Many people think it's quite worthwhile to go just a little bit out of their way to get certified lead-free Amoco gasoline. You expect more from American, and you get it. The American Oil Company.
And welcome back to Trailer Trash TV. I'm your host, Scotty J. Still. And you know what, before I go any further, I've been doing it all season this season. I can't thank Eric enough. Eric Kitchen, that is, the owner, manager, proprietor of New Hope Cinema Grill, was kind enough to let me have basically run of the entire facility for this entire season of Trailer Trash TV. If you want more information, if you want to sample what's on the menu at New Hope Cinema Grill, check out the website. That's newhopecinemagrill.com. And as I stated before the break, we're actually in the kitchen. This is the core of everything that happens at New Hope Cinema Grill. This is what the appeal is. You get dinner and a movie, literally. It's not just the popcorn, pop, and candy. I mean, you've got full service. You got the front line. You've got the grill. You know, you got chicken, you got burgers, etc. And you got the hot plate, and you got the fryers. You know, just full service kitchen on top of the typical theater fare. So once again, I can't thank Eric enough for his generosity in allowing me to basically have run of the joint. And you know, starting out this block, we're going to, I want to say, August of 2001. We're going back into some early Oscar winners. We're talking 30s and 40s this time. And we're going to take a look at some Bogart. We're going to take a look at some Bette Davis. So without further ado, I'm going to see if I can, is Eric around? I'm going to see if I can scrounge some stuff up. Dude, Timmy, we can do nachos, man.
Hi, thanks for joining us. You tuned into Scotty J's Trailer Trash, and we got another special episode this week. This is actually part 2 of my look at Hollywood epics and Oscar winners. As I stated the last show, those of you that have seen Trailer Trash before know that I focus mainly on the B-movie genre, the cult classics, the schlock films, everything from the 50s to basically the 80s. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted to focus on, in 2 particular shows, the grandiose history of Hollywood in a nutshell, the classic epic films, the Ben-Hurs, the Gone with the Winds, the Bogarts, the Bacalls, the Kirk Douglases, the James Deans, on and on and on. The way Hollywood used to be, before big budget films came around, before tremendous special effects budgets came to being, before insanely outrageous actors' salaries came into being, the way Hollywood used to be and was meant to be. This week's show, we're gonna start off with a young Betty Davis who she got a bad rap in Hollywood, in my eyes. Directors wouldn't use her because she was so difficult to work with. Well, looking at Ms. Davis, at that time compared to some of the so-called female heroines and stars of today, she was a cakewalk to work with compared to some of the Chers and some of the Sybil Shepherds, if I could be so bold, in Hollywood today. We're going to look at the original trailer for a movie called Jezebel with Betty Davis, followed by we're going to do a hat trick of classic Bogart. We're going to start with the African Queen with Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn, followed by Sam Spade and the Maltese Falcon, classic, probably my favorite Bogart film of all time, followed by the original trailer for Casablanca. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to let these trailers speak for themselves, and we'll be right back. Enjoy.
You're part of it, Pris, and it's part of you, like I am. You can't get away from us, Pris. We're both in your blood.
Judy, please.
And we'll never let you go.
To plan. To fight.
But you can't fight Mary.
Marriage, is it? To that washed-out little Yankee. Pris is mine. Evidently, you've made up your mind.
No, Julie. You've made up my mind.
Well, then, goodbye, Pris.
From the thrilling pages of world-renowned author C.S. Forester's magnificent story, and filmed in the jungles and headwaters of Africa, the Dark Continent, in all the magnificence of color by Technicolor, comes the most exciting adventure ever screened.
You promised you'd go down the river.
There's death a dozen times over down the river.
You promised.
Well, I'm taking my promise back.
Filmed in the treacherous wilds of Africa, directed by John Huston, winner of a double Academy Award for The Treasure of Sierra Madre, two people lived a reckless adventure against a savagely thrilling background. Charlie Allnut, lazy, grimy, no better than he should be. And Rosie, straight-laced Rosie Sayers, who learns about life, all about it.
Well, I ain't sorry no more, you crazy, psalm-singing, skinny old maid.
Two people thrown together against their will.
Get out.
In as stirring and pulse-pounding a story as is known in fact or fiction.
Waiting for the supper, miss. I'm the captain, that's who. I ain't taking you along. You'd only be in my way.
I suppose I was in your way going down the rapids. Then what you said to me back there on the river was a lie about how you never could have done it alone, and how you lost your heart and everything. You liar. I never dreamed that any mere physical experience could be so stimulating.
Come closer. I want to talk to you. I'm going to tell you an astounding story. The story of the Maltese falcon. 600 years the falcon has carried the mystery of a fabulous wealth under its grotesque wing. I could tell you 1,000 tales of the men and women who have hunted this evil bird. But every story has the same ending. Murder. Listen to these incredible people, all consumed by their passionate greed for the Maltese falcon.
What have you ever given me beside money? Have you ever given me any of your confidence, any of the truth? Haven't you tried to buy my loyalty with money and nothing else?
What else is there I can buy you with?
Who? I won't play the sap for you.
I haven't lived a good life. I've been bad. Worse than you could know.
We were talking about a lot more money than this.
There are more of us to be taken care of now.
Well, that may be, but I've got the falcon.
You may have the falcon. We certainly have you.
I've taken a little riding from you I'm gonna take. Get up and shoot it out.
Stop it. The police will be here any minute. Now talk.
Oh, how can you accuse me of such a terrible...
This isn't the time for that schoolgirl act. We're both of us sitting under the gallows.
Casablanca, city of hope and despair, located in French Morocco in North Africa. The meeting place of adventurers, fugitives, criminals, refugees lured into this danger-swept oasis by the hope of escape to the Americas. But they're all trapped, for there is no escape. Against this fascinating background is woven the story of an imperishable love and the enthralling saga of 6 desperate people, each in Casablanca to keep an appointment with destiny.
I was willing to shoot Captain Reno, and I'm willing to shoot you.
All right, Major, you asked for it.
You knew how much I loved you. How much I still love you.
I know a good deal more about you than you suspect. I know, for instance, that you're in love with a woman. It's perhaps a strange circumstance that we both should love the same woman.
What do you want for Sam?
I don't buy and sell human beings.
That's too bad. That's Casablanca's leading commodity.
You can ask any price you want, but you must give me those letters.
That's no deal.
All right. I tried to reason with you. I tried everything. Now I want those letters.
All right, so as you saw, you know, as old as they are, this is what motion pictures used to be, where they relied on actors' budgets, where they had to actually rely on acting. There was no such thing as a special effects budget at one time. You know, you can talk about Iron Man all you want, but it's a far cry from what the motion picture industry was.
When hay fever pollen invades your sinuses, brings runny nose, watery eyes, take Dristan. Dristan's like sending your sinuses to Arizona. Yes, Dristan's like sending your sinuses to Arizona. That is, Dristan helps you breathe free and easy, as if you were far away from pollen or allergy irritation. Yes, Dristan's like sending your sinuses to Arizona. Helps dry, runny nose, itchy, watery eyes. You see, Dristan tablets shrink swollen, congested nasal and sinus passages which cause runny nose and watery eyes. So you breathe free and easy fast. So when pollen invades your sinuses causing hay fever miseries, don't wish you could be in sunny, dry Arizona. Just remember, Dristan's like sending your sinuses to Arizona. Get Dristan decongestant tablets.
This is the land of sky blue waters, land of cool enchantment. Listen.
From the land of sky blue waters, from the land of pines, lofty balsams, comes the beer refreshing, hams, the beer refreshing.
Hams. Yes, from the land of sky blue waters to you comes Hams, the beer refreshing as the crisp, cool land it's brewed in. The beer that captures for you the wonderful refreshment of this enchanted Northland. Hams. Hams. Crisp, clean cut to the taste, refreshing.
Hills of lakes and sunset breezes, dance and sparkle in each glassful. Hams, the beer refreshing, hams, the beer refreshing, hams.
Refreshingly yours from the land of sky blue waters.
This is tea. Filling a cup. Not with indigestion. Not with nerves. Not with sleepless nights. This is tea. This is calm stomach, quiet nerves, deep sleep. This is tea. Steamy, hot, hearty, delicious, invigorating. The lift that leaves you with a nice, warm glow. So good for you. Make it hefty, hot, and hearty. Take tea and see.
And welcome back to Trailer Trash TV. You know what? I've been plugging everybody else. It's my turn, okay? If you like what you see, let me know, please, by all means. trailertrash_TV@yahoo.com is the email. You can check out the website and check out classic episodes of Trailer Trash TV 24/7 at trailertrashtv.150m.com. And like I've been this entire season of Trailer Trash, I'm at the New Hope Cinema Grill. This time around, we're inside the inner workings. We're behind the bar. This is the first time I've ever been behind the bar in my entire 43 years on this planet thus far. But, I mean, they've got everything. They've got the pop. They've got whatever favorite barley malt beverage you have on tap. They serve wine. Dude, a theater that serves wine. I've never, ever, ever seen this. But, and, you know, along the same token, you've got your standard theater fare. You got your candies. You got the bottled water, you got milk, you can get chocolate milk. They got pitchers of chocolate milk, dude. And, you know, the old standby. We've, you know what? We're going to take a minute to thank everybody that's been involved with Trailer Trash TV all these years. But along the same token, we're going to kick into a new feature on Trailer Trash TV. Something that's got very positive response through this season, and it's something I think people miss. We got a little feature now we call Yesterday's News. And what I mean by that is once upon a time, once upon a time, there was something known in the theater industry as a newsreel. Meaning, once upon a time, before TV news was started, the closest you could get to current events was something maybe a month old. You would see news clips in the theater, usually followed by a chapter of a cliffhanger, followed by a cartoon, followed by the main feature. This is what Yesterday's News is. I'm showing those classic newsreels in their entirety. So without further ado, I gotta thank Tim McCoy. I gotta thank Eric Kitchen, the owner-manager of New Hope Cinema Grill. NewHopeCinemaGrill.com is our website. If you want to check out what's playing there, that's the other kicker about this facility. They play nothing but first-run movies. Once upon a time, there's a thing called the Dollar Theater, which is appreciated more than ever now. But I gotta give Eric huge accolades for bringing back first-run movies to this particular facility. I have a history of this facility I'll get into in a future episode. But let's kick into Yesterday's News. Until then, we'll see you next time around.
In Washington, D.C., ruthless, fanatic violence erupted in the halls of Congress. 3 men and a woman believed to be members of the Puerto Rican nationalist gang that in November 1950 attempted the assassination of President Truman opened fire from the visitors' gallery of the House of Representatives. Observers noted the attack came as the Inter-American Conference opened in Venezuela, and it suggested the motive may have been to arouse anti-United States feeling in Latin America through an act of apparently blind violence carefully calculated to inflame America's relations with her neighbors. Estimates of the numbers of shots fired range from 15 to 30, and each bullet hole found is a grim reminder to those who were present of the terrible surprise attack. The gang, seized by shocked bystanders as they emptied their guns, was held at police headquarters as a widespread search was launched for others who shared in the plot. To Irving Forrest, Rafael Miranda, Mrs. Lolita Lebron, Andre Cordero, the gun wielders, and to their accomplices goes the evil distinction of having perpetrated a criminal outrage almost unique in America's history. Wanton violence that shocked and stirred the nation and did only harm to the cause of the Puerto Rican people.
Kidnapped. Grim headlines for anxious relatives of 4-year-old Kathy Langdon of Burlingame, California. Kidnapped from the street near her home where she lived with her grandparents. The trail begins with her tricycle, leads to home of another grandmother, and a boarder named Irvin Arnold who wanted to adopt Kathy. Quick break comes when police arrest Arnold driving his car. Kathy is with him, safe but frightened by her ordeal. Captain Hartnett brings both Kathy and her kidnapper to police station, and here she is reunited with her family. Burlingame police broke the case in 2 days. Arnold, insisting he only took Kathy to spare her from an impending custody battle between her parents, is booked and locked up on the charge of kidnapping, an offense punishable by death under California's Little Lindbergh law. The streets of Rome are again the scene of one of the Catholic Church's greatest ceremonies as the body of Pope Pius X, now St. Pius, is borne in its glass casket through the throngs of reverent onlookers. More than 400,000 are gathered in the Piazza San Pietro for the ritual, which elevates the first pope in 242 years to the ranks of the saints. The canopy and banner of St. Pius recall the man who began life as a cobbler's son and who rose from a humble parish priest to the spiritual ruler of 400 million Catholics. Giuseppe Sarto, once Pope of Rome, becomes a saint with the blessing of his successor in a setting of grandeur and emotion which, coupled with near 90-degree heat, causes several to faint. From far and near, all orders of the church gather for the culmination of 40 years of investigation, the creation of a saint whose life and works have raised him to the ranks of those whose intercession may be sought for divine aid. To the man who died in 1914 at 80 has come the highest accolade of the church. He is forever Saint Pius. History turns its most ominous page far out in mid-Pacific, where in the Eniwetok Atoll, the world's most awesome weapon is readied for detonation. The pictures you are about to see have been released by the Department of Defense under presidential order.
Minus 15 seconds.
Is 3 miles across as it shatters both land and sea. The shockwave races 35 miles and reaches the control ship with force enough to jar the solidly mounted camera. In seconds, the fireball erupts into a geyser that towers 25 miles into the stratosphere, spreading into a 100-mile wide mushroom cloud. Rising with the cloud are millions of cubic feet of radioactive ash, a virulent byproduct of the fusion bomb that will shower down over the area in approximately 1 hour. Currently, scientists see no limit on the potential power of the fusion bomb, which places an unthinkably destructive weapon in the hands of mankind. Atomic attack in today's world could not be warded off, and such an attack would spell cataclysm. As never before, man holds the seeds of his own doom. Humanity stands at a grim crossroad in the age of the atom.
The age of the atom held forth both a promise and a threat. New technologies were needed to tame and control it.
From Hanford Plutonium Works, a look at the latest in fashions for atomic energy technicians working in hot areas. This room is contaminated with radioactive dust, and that plastic gargoyle, the newest type safety suit with a long, hollow tail that allows a technician to enter from outside. He wears a face mask to ensure a fresh air supply. It's a great improvement over earlier safe coveralls, bulky, cumbersome, and likely to accumulate contaminated dust. The new suit cuts out some really impressive laundry bills. A transparent facepiece gives clear vision. Shielded from hot particles by the plastic skin, the technician does his job in reasonable comfort. It's weird but practical. Another example of the ingenuity and care that keep our atomic plants safe. Scientists of the David Sarnoff Research Center announced the discovery of a method to convert atomic radiation into useful electricity. The historic pilot model is a tiny atomic battery, which will yield a fractional current just enough to activate a telephone earpiece for years until its radioactive power source decays. Wrist radios and permanent automobile batteries have entered the realms of possibility, with other marvels to follow, although years of development lie ahead. Here is the sound produced in an earphone, the whine of an infant that may grow up to change the world.
Also changing in the world of 1954 was the field of aviation. This new plane, called the VTOL, takes off and lands vertically, thus allowing conventional aircraft to be launched from almost anywhere. The pilot simply climbs into the cockpit via a ladder, and up he goes. Many other fanciful inventions were also coming off the drawing board. So let's take a look at the world of speed.
The fastest man on Earth scorches down a metal track aboard a spectacular rocket sled at Holloman Air Force Base, New Mexico, in the first of a series of tests of pilot safety equipment. The speed of 421 miles an hour attained by Lieutenant Colonel John Stapp may be doubled before these tests are over, but it's already the fastest ever traveled by man in any ground vehicle. The sled is powered by rockets delivering over 50,000 pounds of thrust, a unique engineering accomplishment by Northrop Aircraft to steady safety harnesses for pilots who must bail out at supersonic speeds. Smallest jet Delta Wing plane is ready for flight in France. Weighing less than 1,400 pounds, it is 15 feet long and has a wing spread of 16 feet. Little it may be, but its performance figures are remarkable. So delicately is the light plane balanced that its airfoils are counterbalanced. Off with a thrust of a mere 320 pounds. Tiny Delta Wing cruises at a whopping 320. German speedster G.A. Baum bids for a new motorcycle record, piloting a startling little streamliner built around a small 100 cubic centimeter class engine. Once inside, he's less than 2 feet off the ground, almost flat on his back, with his feet dangling to stabilize the tiny torpedo. But he pulls in his feet when it's time to start, and with its air resistance cut to a minimum, Baum bullets down the Autobahn over the measured 5-mile course. Averaging a sizzling 110 miles an hour, it marks a new record for the class.
Fortunately for everyone concerned, love conquered all, as it did with this GI who was the recipient of the world's longest love letter, over 1/2 mile of passionate prose, so long that it took 2 of his buddies to help him read it. Some people just refuse to let any obstacle stand in the way of romance, like this couple, for instance.
The High Sierras are great for vacationing and wonderful for honeymooning if the loving couple are also ski fans. But here's a pair of alpine enthusiasts who don't want to waste any honeymoon time in mere traveling. They decided to marry on skis, a novel nuptial notion, and this is the slightly frostbitten ceremony that tied the marital knot 1.5 miles above sea level. So cold it took the bridegroom 5 minutes to slip on the wedding ring, but cold hands, warm heart, and somehow they manage a kiss on skis. It must be love. Through an arch of ski poles formed by the Squaw Valley Ski Patrol, and shush, down the mountainside they go to honeymoon bliss. Happy landings.
Hi, I'm Clifford Graham, and I'd like to say happy birthday to Scotty J, who's 10 years old.
It's not the birthday, you maroon.
No. I lost my shirt in the poker game. That sucker good. Anyway, I'd like to say 10th anniversary to Scotty J and all that good stuff. And I needed to tell him this story about why you haven't seen me on TV lately. Well, the thing is I was running some drugs for Larry the Hand, and I got busted in San Clemente, California. Matter of fact, I was on where Nixon was, taking his metal detector on the beach, looking for clams. Well, I was bootlegging drugs. I was running up from San Clemente, and and then suddenly they started chasing me. I got down where Los Angeles, crossed the border over there, and then down in Mexico they buzzed me and put my ass in jail for about 3 years. It was hell, but what? One thing that got me through. Bootleg copies of Trailer Trash TV. Oh, hell yeah. Man, I was in there with all kind of hoodlums and stuff, and backstabbers and mother rapers and front stabbers and father rapers and stuff. And what got me through was watching Scotty J. Oh yeah, hell, making fun of little kids, doing drugs and sex. Oh my God, those sex things were fun. Anyway, 10 years of that stuff, I'm about ready to go up and blow my brains out with a shotgun. But I'd rather just stick around and put up with the aggravation and stuff of watching no credits until the end of the show. But, you know, Scotty J rocks on, he rocks on, and he's got a good heart and soul. And if it wasn't for Scotty J, well, if Scotty was involved, I probably wouldn't be running drugs for Larry the Hand. But thanks, Scotty, 10th anniversary, and rock on. You're all cool. What? 420. Not here. Bye.
Is all you get. Money and fame gonna get you yet. 15 minutes is all you get, so get it while you can. 15 minutes is all you get. Money and fame and no regret. 15 minutes is all you get, so get it while you can.